Today, welcome to the podcast. We, the PD team, are hosting a podcast in which we have Ruchi ma'am over here, who is someone officially redefining what means clean beauty. She is the founder of Body Skincare, and she has built a brand on the belief that high performance shouldn't be compromising on the ingredients. We are talking to her about her journey and her initial spark, what sparked her to begin her uh, Bonji Skincare and what her brand means. Thank you, ma'am, for coming and welcome to the show.
Thank you, Anushka.
So, ma'am, the first question I have, can you take us back to the moment when you thought of the idea of Bonji Skincare?
Um, so, around 7-8 years back, I moved to Delhi from Bombay, and Delhi is very infamous about its air quality, water quality. So when I moved to Delhi, what happened was I saw massive hair loss, bad skin, and this led me to like, okay, there has to be done about this. And also formulation is my expertise. I've done my PhD, masters in formulation development. So I thought, why not let's create something that will solve this problem with real products that actually work. So the entire concept of Bonji, solving the damage that is caused to skin and scalp due to pollution, hard water, bad AQI, started from there. It was a very personal, deep personal problem, and I had the skill set. So I thought, if I have the skill set, I'm facing the problem. Multiple people around me are facing the problem, so I should just work on it.
That's great. As a B-Pharm graduate, was entrepreneurship always on the cards, or was it a revelation at some point?
Uh, Honestly, it was not always on the card. I did want to do something on my own because solving problems was something which I really liked right from the beginning. But I never thought that because when we think about pharma, we always feel that it's a very big industry and you need a lot of money to start into. I don't come from a generational wealth family, so I always thought that it's unreachable. But then I think Vescop also has a lot of part to play in my entrepreneurship journey because when I was in my master's, we applied for a research grant with Supriya ma'am, and for that we had to go to Bhubaneswar in an incubation center. And in 2015, the concept of incubation center is not very well known now. Everyone knows about it, but that time it was not. And when I went there, I saw that okay, there's this entire world of startup ecosystem which is there, and there are people to help you out. And then I thought, okay, fine. Like if anyone wants to start up, you have means and resources to do it, even though you don't come from that background. So there I was like, okay, let me give a try. So before Bonji, I had another startup, which was hardcore into pharmaceutical R&D, and there because it was hardcore pharmaceutical R&D, again a lot of long gestation period of clinical trial and everything. We got the patent granted, and then I thought like the best was to tech transfer the patent to another company, and then I started Bonji.
And but was it intimidating since there are so many big brands outside in the skincare industry? Was it a bit intimidating? How did you feel? Were you scared to start your own skincare brand?
I get this question a lot that the skincare industry is very crowded. But then what I would say is the entire concept of Bonji came from a real problem. Like we do not really focus on trends, or we don't focus on beauty. We focus on chronic management of skin and scalp damage that is caused. And India is a very different environment. We have extreme high temperature or extreme low temperature when you go to the north, very high humidity or very low humidity all in 12 months, and in the same part of the country. And then in India itself, like climatically, environment wise also, different zones are there. So Indian environment requires very different skincare and hair care for that matter. So it started from that perspective, like we wanted to solve a real problem in skin and scalp care. Plus, also there was this always this thing that most of the BPC brands are marketeer led. There are no brands which are real formulation or a scientist led. So that was the major motivation why we wanted to do. So yeah, even though it is a crowded market, but then we are creating our own niche by solving real problems.
Correct. When did you launch, ma'am, and what were your first moves that made Bonji come where it is right now?
Officially, I would say we launched very recently, like our Amazon, Flipkart, and the website, the new website that you see has been launched around 3 months back, end of August. But then before that, for almost a year, coming to your question that where it is right now, how it came. We did a lot of piloting. We did a lot of piloting wherein we spoke to customers. We went to different pop-up stalls, different startup events. We sold products. Now we have 6 SKUs. But then before that, we launched almost around 12 SKUs, tried it with people, trying to figure out what they are liking, what they are not liking. This is our third packaging.
Okay.
So this is our third packaging. Till that, like before this, we were trying to identify what is resonating with the consumers, what is the price point that at which we need to. So it was a slow process. It was a slow process. Generally, people say that like do it fast, but then what we thought was it was important for us to do it right rather than doing it fast, because then we would have burnt our hands. Had we gone ahead, so now we have launched at scale, but then had we done this earlier, then it would have been very bad for us, because a few products were not really well perceived by the consumers. Then what we realized was not all consumers want multiple variety. They're not looking for 10-step routine. That is something. So all these realization came wherein we were doing piloting, wherein we were talking to customers firsthand. We must have spoken to around 700-800 people before launching what this is.
What is the SKU, ma'am, you mentioned?
Okay. So SKU, these are individual products that you have.
Could you mention a few of the products that Bonji offers?
So right now we have 6 products, 3 in skincare, 3 in scalp care. Each product solves a very specific problem. So for example, for scalp care, we have one scalp oil which is for itchy scalp, dandruff, recurring dandruff that is caused due to product buildup, hard water, or just humidity. Then we have a scalp cleansing shampoo, which is again for removing product buildup, or for a lot of people wear helmets. Because of that, a lot of buildup happens. Mumbai is very humid. Humidity causes a lot of buildup and dust attraction. So for that, the shampoo is specifically for scalp cleansing. And third product that we have in scalp care is for reducing hair fall, and so in general, like if your scalp is dirty, hair fall is actually going to happen. So hair health is a lot related to scalp health. So in order to have a healthy hair, you need to have healthy scalp. So the third SKU is for that. In skincare category, we have again 3 SKUs. One is our toner, wherein the toner is for the toner has B12, which is for increasing your microcirculation to the skin. If there is dull skin, because a lot of humidity, then pollution causes dull skin. So to treat that, we have the toner. Then we have our serum. Serum is a hydrating serum wherein up to 48 hours of hydration, which is proven by our clinical trials that we have done. So up to 48 hours of hydration, you can see, without occlusion. All pharma students will understand what exactly is occlusion. So, and the third SKU that we have is all the pollution, all the humidity, the dirt that is sitting on your skin. We need something to detox it, to clarify it. So, a clay mask.
One question. Many of our pharma students are interested in starting their own business and being a founder, just like you. So, what is the one setback which you had, or what is the one suggestions you might be able to give them?
So if I'm talking from my own journey, like I mentioned earlier, when I started, the first startup was a very hardcore pharmaceutical R&D startup, which requires a long gestation period. Now, which is long gestation period as in like 10 to 15 years. So for 10 to 15 years, you will see very slow growth. So if you are not ready for that slow growth, then do not look for hardcore pharmaceutical. But then as pharma students, one very good thing about our course is that you have a lot of allied skill sets that you develop. It could be cosmetics, it could be nutraceuticals, it could be food, it could be equipments. And these areas are such that the growth, the results that you will see will be a little more faster. And the regulations are a little lesser as compared to pharma. So do explore these areas. And apart from that, I always believe in first principle. So whatever you are starting it, go from the first principle thinking.
Can you elaborate more on the first principle?
Yeah. So basically, going to the depth of things. Don't just start because okay, it's just there. You want to start, or because being a founder is glamorous. Do not start for that reason. Trust me, it is not. Trust me, it is not very glamorous. At least the initial years, it is not glamorous. But then. From first principle thinking is basically going to the depth of everything that you're trying to understand. Even in fact, when you are studying, trying to go to the depth of everything so that you understand why this is happening, how this is happening. So same thing, understand why you want to do this, how you would do this. Have a 10-15 year plan. It will change, doesn't matter. But then not having the plan when you start is something, yeah. And then talk to a lot of people. A lot of times that what happens is you think that when you have an idea, you think that people will steal your idea. Nothing like that. Nothing like that. If it's something very, very unique, very technical, go file a patent for it and then talk to people. But then talk to people, because unless and until you talk to people, you will not really realize whether this is needed or not, or you don't know how someone could help you. So, yeah.
Is there any mistake that you made in your growth that you want the listeners to avoid?
I think the most common mistake, generally what founders do, and even I think I have done at some point of time, is doing too much, too soon. So focus, because when you are starting up, there is a lot of excitement, and you want to, and there are a lot of ideas. So you want to do this also, this also, this also. But then what happens is then you lose focus, because trying to do little of 100 of things is not. Loses your focus rather than doing like 100% of 2-3 things. So don't try to do too much too soon.
What would you say is the one thing that keeps you going? Because like you said, building a business takes a lot of time. There's a lot of energy, money, time, everything that goes in. So what keeps you going, or what's your source of motivation?
I think the joy of someone is paying for the product you developed and buying it again. That is the biggest motivation for me. So I remember the first time, and this is not friends and family, but then first time someone bought your product, bought my product, bought Bonji product, they paid for it. That was something like, okay, wow, people are actually paying for it, something that you created. So as a scientist, that means a lot. That means a lot, when, and especially when they are buying it again. Repeat customers is something. This is. I think customers keep me going.
So then that sense of validation. But then until you reach the stage of customers buying your product, how do you keep that process? How do you tell yourself that this is going to work out and there's a future? When there are difficult times or
the initial stage.
Correct.
Yeah. So I think I'm a very strong believer in having co-founders. I don't believe in building solo. Very strong believer, because entrepreneurship is a very lonely journey. A lot of founders would say that, some might say opposite also, that build alone. But I strongly believe in having co-founders, because when things start getting tough, the co-founders will be there to keep motivating you, and they are going to get tough. They are going to get tough because there'll be days when you don't have rent money to pay, or there'll be days when you thought that, okay, this is going to work out faster, but it did not work faster. So that time co-founders really help, and also a lot of self-motivation is required. So yeah. But I think for me, co-founders.
How did you manage to get the initial funding, Ismail?
Like I said, there's this entire startup ecosystem out there. Government is supporting a lot. Incubation centers are supporting a lot. You need to reach out. So again, like I said, unless and until You talk to people, you discuss what you are trying to build. You don't know who will be able to help you. So for Bonji, a lot of it was bootstrapped initially, like it was our own money. But then we have got funding from Indian School of Business, AIC Indian School of Business, Startup India Seed Fund we have got, and some research grant from BIRAC. But then it is very important, like your initial funds, if the idea is good, there are people who will help you out. So there are government funds, there are grants, there are, it all depends on what sector you are building it, whether the idea that you are working on is really something worth solving. People are looking for that solution, then there are people to help you out. But then you need to go and reach out. No one will come to you, you have to be out there.
And do grades play a very important role? Like if you want to be an entrepreneur?
Sitting in a college and going to contradict that. Okay, but grades are important. Always try to be above average. I feel that is important. But then, so grades open a lot of opportunities for you. Because in case if you want to do your masters, you will get better tier 1 colleges as compared to if you are not that. Even for job placements, sometimes like grades do matter. But then in the long run, skills matter a lot. Like I don't think so. I have seen my results post my MPharm admission. So it does matter. It does matter to a certain extent, but skills matter more because grades without skills will not really take you anywhere. Once you enter, even if you're going for corporate or entrepreneurship is a different ballgame altogether. In entrepreneurship, even if you're 10th pass, that's okay. Very honestly, doesn't really matter. But then the skills matter the most. But then if you want to go for a job or higher education, grades will matter. Try to be above average, but then make sure that you are your skill sets, because skill set is something that is going to take you there in the long run.
You did mention that Bungie does not focus on trends a lot, but then how do you decide what product should we have or should we launch? And because you are not focusing on trends, so how does that work?
Talk to customers.
Yeah.
So we always do that. We talk to customers, or a lot of it also comes from if we are facing the problem, then we try to validate if more number of people are facing that problem. So in case if someone wants to start up, look for a problem that is very pressing for you. Then try to validate, talk to more people if they are also facing similar sort of problem. Then you will understand that okay, yeah, this is something worth solving. So at Bonji, that is what we do. We talk to customers. We talk to our customers and figure out if they are looking for a particular thing, we launch it.
So this idea of the startup, ma'am, did it come to you in your B.Pharm journey or your M.Pharm journey then?
Neither, because I would say it was my PhD time that this idea came into picture. But then the earlier startup that I was doing, Cerealia, that came somewhere in my M.Pharm journey. Yeah.
How big of a team right now is Bungie?
We have a small team. We work very frugally because we are starting up, and I guess all of you know that the space is somewhere where you need a lot of money for marketing.
Okay.
So now we are doing everything in-house. We have a small team of 6 people. We do everything in-house with a few freelancers. So 6 people are there. Yeah.
That's amazing. What role does leadership play when even if it's a small team of 6 members, there's a lot that goes into managing people, and when you are a founder, there is so much that you have to deal with. So how do you look at leading on these people and then setting an example and dealing with yourself in your life every day?
I think I'm still learning that, but then what I have realized is your empathy plays a very important role when it comes to leadership. That is my style. Like if I'm empathetic, if I understand what my team is really wants, what gives them motivation, and I think all of you are Gen Z. So dealing with Gen Zs is a little different as compared to how it is with millennials. So if we and the other you are the future workforce. So if we have to work with you, we need to understand what you are really looking at, what motivates you. So for me, my leadership style I think is very empathetic. That's what I try to be. Maybe my team can tell better, but then yeah, empathy for me I think is very important. In fact, even if I would look for the same if I was working under someone. I would look for the same, that they need to understand what is going to give me more work satisfaction and more motivation.
Ma'am, is there a specific industry myth that you want to debunk for our listeners?
Industry myth? Hmm. I think not all trending actives really work. If you're talking about skincare specifically, not all trending actives really work. And one more thing which I would like to say is Indians, for Indians, getting Korean glass skin is very difficult. So don't run after it.
Okay. Yeah.
And also, especially for Gen Zs, you don't need retinol.
Okay. Yeah.
Don't use.
Okay. Yeah.
Don't use. At least till you are 35. Don't. Don't. It is just going to mess up with your bandwidth. So don't.
Sure.
Mhm. No matter what influencers say.
All of these were really massive myths that you debunked for us. Thank you. So I wanted to ask, what is that one customer feedback that was really like transforming in some way or the other? You know, that they just said and something clicked, something changed.
So this was for one of our product, the scalp soothing oil. That's what we call it, which is for itchy scalp and dandruff. So one of our customers, we got a very long message, and this was before we launched the current packaging that you see in like full-fledged on Amazon, Flipkart, and everything. So this girl from Ghaziabad, she had beautiful long hair, but she had this massive dandruff problem, and she must have spent like lakhs of rupees on different dermatology treatments, and but it still kept coming back. And we got a long message after she used two bottles. I got a call from her mother because early on we were talking to every single customers. Now also we try to do the same, but then early on it was like every single customer. I have every phone number of every single customer.
Wow.
So they are saved like say Anushka Bonji, customer 1. So something that sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have number of every customers. That's what we have done earlier. We got a long message from her saying that I have tried so many things and nothing worked out. Within this, since I have been using this, my dandruff is gone and it doesn't come back that easily. So that was something that gave us a lot of motivation to like, okay, yeah, you're doing something right. And then I get a call from her mother. I think she was just 20-year-old or something. So I get a call from her mother saying that I have this problem, my sister has this problem, can you make something for this? So
Wow.
yeah.
So customer validation.
Customer validation plays a huge role.
Uh,
Beyond academics, ma'am, is there any specific skills that you want the students to be more focusing on?
A lot of it. So I think I was also very active in all extracurricular. I was in student council, I think, for all 4 years of my college, even in masters. So I would suggest participate in as many competitions as you can, co-curricular, extracurricular, both. Whatever you like. A lot of times it does happen that you don't even know you are good at this unless and until you participate. So participate in all extracurricular activities. Learn the process of decision making. Learn the process of decision making because you will be taking a lot of decisions throughout your life. So that is very important. Learn the process of decision making. Don't stress on too much like ye karna hai, wo karna hai. Just participate. I would say just participate in all college events, have fun, a lot of fun, make a lot of friends. Because academics will happen. You will eventually do it well. You will do it well, but then all other things are also very important. Yeah. Because it also helps you to work in team.
Correct.
And that is what you will have to do later on, no matter if you are an entrepreneur or if you are taking up a corporate job.
What are certain skills that, as an employer, what are certain skills that you look at that gives somebody an upper hand over someone else for you to hire them?
I think the ability to unlearn and learn. Because a lot of times what happens is you are set in doing things in a certain way, and the nature of work is such that it is not going to work out how you know it. But if you're willing to unlearn what you know and relearn new things, learn new things, that is very important for me. Attitude matters most, because it should not really, especially if I'm coming from a startup, if you're going to a startup background, or in a startup, if you're trying to work for a startup, attitude matters a lot, because a lot of times there are days when you'll have to work like 10-12 hours a day, but then there are days wherein you'll work only for 2 hours.
Correct.
So you should be ready for that. Yeah, attitude matters a lot, and the major for me is the willingness to unlearn things and look at things from a different
New
perspective. Yeah.
Is there a specific mentor who played a very important role in your life in shaping your career?
A lot. I think mentors really do matter. Uh, Different stages of life, different stages of startup, I've had different mentors who have helped me right from my master's guide, I would say, because Supriya ma'am, she gave us a lot of freedom. Now, because she gave us a lot of freedom in the project that we were doing, I could develop that research acumen. If I was said that you work only on this thing, then probably I would have just learned that. But then I got a lot of freedom during my research work, and very young I was in my masters, so that played a lot of role. Also, again, my PhD guide, Professor Popley, she has been very good source of inspiration from me. I think I have learned from her how to deal with people, how to respect people, no matter from where they come. Uh, that has been very important. I think these two are very important mentors for me. Then there have been other people, other mentors now and then who have helped a lot. Mentors are really important because um, they say now you are average of 5 people you are surrounded with. So not just your inner circle, but then even your mentors play a lot of role, and mentors also open up a lot of opportunity for you. So don't. Also, one thing I would suggest is, like, don't meet a senior person just because you want them to be your mentor. Just see what you can do for them, and if you are good to them, if you are able to. A lot of times students feel that we are just students, in what way can we help.
They're not able to approach the teachers or mentors.
Yes. So, but not necessary. You can just, not everyone is looking for something out of you. And eventually, if you make some relationship, you will eventually be able to help. So, just go out there.
Correct. So like you said, that you use a lot of, because you come from a pharmacy background, you know what ingredients to use, what works best for India. How do you think that you would convey this to the customers? Because as a customer, every brand would kind of sell the same story, the same ingredients. So how would I differentiate, and how would I think that Bonji is the better option?
Yeah. If you follow our Instagram page, our major content is revolving around education. So we talk a lot about the problem, how it is happening, what triggers the problem, what exactly goes beyond. Plus, then we talk about how this ingredient is solving this problem. So a lot of our content, in fact, 95% of our content revolves around education. Uh, Education-based content is, I think, one of the major pillars of Bonji, and we are very upfront about it that we want to keep it like that. We are okay not following even the real trends. Sometimes we do have to increase viewership, but then our major focus is on educating the audience.
So
Yeah.
basically the result and the transparency that you keep with your viewers. So that makes you better than the other brands. That is it.
We are trying to solve a completely different problem. So the approach that we have taken again is education based. So we want people to know what they are applying, why they are applying, why they need this, why they don't need this. We even talk a lot about why you don't need this.
Yeah, transparency.
Transparency. Yeah.
Okay.
What does skincare mean to you apart from like you said, you're doing it for the environment and how it harms you? What does skincare? How does it speak to you? What does it mean?
So for me, skincare is majorly if I have a healthy skin. Healthy skin in the sense there is no irritation. If I can go out without makeup, without concealer, without foundation, that is something that is healthy skin for me. And it should feel good. I should feel myself. So that is and I think that's what I want for everyone. Like you should feel about it. You should not really be worried about going out without makeup. So that is something that I want. Yeah.
Um, I'm not going to force you to answer this, but is there a certain innovative product that you've been wanting to work on or create apart from the ones that you already have?
So currently, what we are, I would say, I would just talk the category in which we are working on. A lot of our customers have been. We don't have a face wash yet. So it was a very well articulated decision that we did not launch a face wash. In fact, face wash is kind of an accessory product. Like people generally just buy to try it. But then, when we launched 6 of our SKUs, we did not have a lot of. We were not convinced with the product that we had developed in face wash. So we did not launch it. But then something is going to come up.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very
Something very
excited.
meaningful. Something
Oh.
very meaningful because. That is our ethos. We won't launch anything which we don't find meaningful for the customers.
After listening to all of this, I'm definitely going to try your products.
Yeah, 100%.
Do give us a feedback.
And I hope the contact name is now going to change from Anushka to Anushka Customer
Customer
One.
Yeah. So we've come to an end. Would you want to suggest certain things as an entrepreneur to all our listeners to promote entrepreneurship? Because I feel like it is still kind of new to India. I feel, and there's a lot of, I feel like, fear about entrepreneurship because you directly just see big brands and you don't know how to get there, and you fear how will you get there because there is no one pathway that you can follow. There's no linearity or something like that. So what would you advise?
I think for people who want to start up, very strongly know your why you want to start up. Because if you just want to start up without a reason, it will be very difficult. Like we discussed, motivation will not be there. So, know very strongly why you want to start up. The reason could be anything. The reason could be plain, just as plain as money. But then you need to know why you want to start up, and always it helps that with money, if there is another very strong reason attached, then you are more motivated. Uh, so that is one thing that I would say, like know your why you want to start.
Thank you so much for coming today. This was super insightful. I think all our questions are answered, and we did ask a lot of questions. Thank you so much. Being an alumni, this is like a very first-hand example that we have that we can start our own brand, and it's possible, and So thank you so much. This was super insightful. Great having you. You're really easy to talk to and everything. So
I'll take that as a
yeah,
compliment.
yeah. So just thank you so much. And if we have anything more, I'm sure we can just ask you whenever.
Sure. It was a pleasure. Thank you for very nice questions. And it was very nostalgic for me coming back to the college.
Yeah.
I wish it was on a working day so I could have
Yeah.
met all the faculty and all, but yeah, I'll come back again soon.
Yes, so we hope you
Definitely.
come back again soon as well.
Sure.
So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.